What's she talking about? What's going on, everybody in the battle rap community? You know, everybody in the world. You know, I do want to say this. If you are Latino, Amish, white, Asian, anybody that's been kind of jumping in on the protest, like, shout out to everybody, man. Like, because I do want to say people are not giving people that are not, you know, one of us, like, credit for actually jumping in. Media is still trying to stir it up to where it's just black versus white. And I think, you know, a lot of different people from different cultures are actually stepping in. I'm seeing Paris, they're stepping in, they're protesting, you know, trying to make their voices known about all this. Like, people are just getting fed up in general, you know. And now police, they're kind of getting to the point to where they don't really, like, they beating up white people and everybody just like they beat up us, bro. You know, like, they feel like, oh, y'all want to ride with them, y'all get done like them. You know, so now people are starting to understand exactly what we've been going through over the years. My bad for hitting the table, you know, but people are starting to understand what we've been going through over the years. Now, this is what I want to say. You know, people are upset about the looting, the rioting. I get that. A lot of people are mad at it. I understand both parts of it. Some people are feeling like, yo, like, why are you tearing up your own community, like the Bronx, you know, things like that, when you're supposed to be upset with the police, the precincts, the justice system, the courthouses, and things like that. Why are you taking this to the streets and just looting general businesses? Some people are saying, yo, people may be doing this because they're trying to affect the dollar, or they're just, like, pissed off and mad because of other situations and them not being able to work, and, you know, they just trying to just wild out, you know, and just make everybody pay for everything that happens. So it's a lot of conflicting things going on with this. But, you know, I hear that Trina, she ended up dropping, you know, it's her, I think she's talking to Trick Daddy, and they're kind of arguing about this. Trina is mad because her friend has, like, I guess like a nail salon or something like that, and, like, in Miami, like, they're starting to riot and, like, loot and stuff like that over there. She feels like, you know, people are not focused on George Floyd. They're actually losing focus on the mission and going out of their way to do a lot of destructive things instead of, you know, peacefully protesting. So she's feeling like, hey, other people don't have money like me. My friend doesn't have money like me. You know, they can't, you know, she can't just rebuild. And Trick Daddy's like, hey, like, that's what insurance is for. You know, so, but we're going to listen to it and hear what she got to say. You know what I mean? I heard a little bit of it. We're gonna listen to it and hear what she got to say.
Of the new coronavirus in Florida, Gimenez imposed a countrywide curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. and will be enforced until Gimenez lifts the order. They need to make the curfew at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's how I feel.
No.
Keep everybody off the street. These animals off the street that are running.
Keep everybody off the street. These animals that are on the look, bro. Trina, do you know who your fan base is right now? Yo, she wildin', bro. Keep these animals off the street. She wants a curfew at 6 p.m. to clear the streets because she wants the animals off of the streets. This is what Trina is saying right now. What y'all think about that? Somebody said, I've been seeing what people got saying. I wanted to see if it was like, bro, I ain't talking about battle rap. Somebody said, but we gonna listen.
Running around in Miami-Dade County acting like they have escaped from a zoo. Locked them up at 5 p.m. so the streets can be nice and clean.
She's saying they're acting like they escaped from the zoo. Let's rewind that real quick.
Escaped from a zoo. Locked them up at 5 p.m. Animals off the street that are running around in Miami-Dade County acting like they have escaped from a zoo. Locked them up at 5 p.m. so the streets can be nice and clean. That's how I feel.
What the streets got to do with the people's lives? You got money.
We're not talking about the lives. We're not talking about
money.
We're not talking about the lives.
Listen,
We're not talking about that.
You got money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
These people got to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
These people been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown too. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown just like them. Uh-huh.
Yeah, these people ain't been working.
Okay.
They about
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't have jobs.
She kind of mad right now, bro. You said, I've been seeing what people got saying. Bro, I ain't talking about battle rap no more, bro. Somebody said, respect, salute.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
They about to lose their mind.
We all about to lose our mind. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And just because one person.
Mm-hmm. So today their minds are all back. Everybody's minds is back today good? Because the weekend it was they back good, okay?
They mind. One day it's gonna get their mind good.
So,
but it'll help.
Oh, okay.
That starts somewhere.
Okay, that's cool.
That starts somewhere.
And that means care
Ain't
about
nobody.
city? That means care about city?
Ain't nobody tear up no city.
That means tear up, that means run through and tear up our stores and burn down our stuff and break in our stores and go and tear up Bayside Marketplace and tear up my friend's shop that has a son and the kid to take care of family. You go demolish the shop for something?
Personal.
Yeah, it's definitely personal. It's definitely personal because I feel like at the end of the day,
Your friend got insurance.
She got insurance, but she's also been locked up for 60 days, also like us, and she also don't have money like me.
Okay.
So Trick Daddy's telling her, like, you know, your friend, like her store or whatever is getting vandalized or whatever. Like, don't she have insurance? And Trina's like, well, she's been locked down for 60 days. She couldn't really do anything. Which I didn't know Miami was locked down for 60 days. I'd never heard of that. But, you know, she's got a son and kids to take care of, but she's locked out. And now, like, she can't get back to work because her store is messed up and she don't got money like her. If she your friend, give her some money, bro. What is this? Somebody said, I live in South Florida and listen to the radio. Her opinion's been trash. He said she's, you know, I don't think she understanding like who her listeners are right now. I mean, I get it. Like, you don't want like people destroying your city. Like, I get that. Like, I completely get it. I just think the tact in which she's saying it is way off. Like, when you calling people animals, like at the zoo, and you know, we need like an earlier curfew so we can clean the streets out to get them off of here. And, you know, it's like, I get what she's saying. Like, I just don't think she's saying it the right way. And Trick Daddy is kind of trying to talk to her. You can hear he's giving her like cues, like, yo, like you're not saying it right. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
I don't approve of it, period.
Okay.
I don't approve of it, period.
I don't either, but
you don't want nobody burning down Sundays, let's be very clear.
But
okay, and you have insurance.
But let me tell you this.
You don't want to be sent back for real to college grades.
We
Let's be very
cannot
clear. Yeah.
bring back
We can't. We can't bring back anything. We can't bring back nobody's lives that has been taken away, whether it was from the police or in the hands of another civilian. We cannot bring her back. We cannot.
Okay.
We cannot bring her back. You cannot pump life back into them at all. I can't bring back my little brother's life. His life was taken by the hands of a man, a black man. I can't bring his life back. So what are you saying? Let's be back. I'm ready today. Today I'm ready today. I am ready today, Miami. Today is the day. That's what we're talking about. Yes, I'm ready today. All right.
We're not talking about that.
We're talking about it. We're talking about it.
We're talking about
it.
I guess in radio you got to have a protagonist and an antagonist too in order to make this interesting. Yeah, bro, it sounds crazy. Somebody said, I'm not listening to these rappers. They're not our leaders. You said, you know, it's weird, but look at their following. Like, we can say this and that, like, oh, we don't want to listen to the rappers. But when you look at these people, got like 50 million like people following them on different social media accounts. I'm not talking about her, but people in general. 60 million, 80 million, 100 million people following them. Their voices matter, or like Emma Watson or something, like, you know what I mean? 60 million, like, you know what I mean? Like entertainers, like, you know, it's crazy. Like, their influence is huge. They got way more influence than me or you or somebody like that, but their influence is huge, man. Like, so even though their opinion may not sway us, it's still interesting to hear like some of the things that they have to say. I think Trina, she's just not using tact. You know what I mean? I think that's the issue. But on Twitter right now, she's trending. Everybody's firing at her like they're pissed off at her right now. And I get why they're mad. Somebody said the followers are only there watching the fallout. Somebody, yeah, but, you know, some people really listen to these people.
We're talking about, y'all always sweep that under the rug and y'all want to make something else. We're going to talk about it all today. Yeah.
We're talking about black lives.
All right. That's the black lives that matter, right? The same black lives that are taken from the hands of other black people. Those matter too, huh? All right.
Whoa. She said black lives matter, huh? The same black lives that are taken from other black people. Yo. Yeah, Trina from Trick Daddy. Like, yeah. So that's how she talking right now. I'm not saying she's not making valid points. It's just the way she's saying it is not sitting right with a lot of people. She's probably, like, I don't know why I mean, obviously she's got a friend that's kind of going through it right now because their business was tore down. So she's kind of speaking for her and she's mad and she's probably not feeling this whole thing, obviously. You know, somebody said, Trina not saying anything, bro. She obviously not feeling this, bro. That's what it is. She ain't feeling it, but we gonna listen to her.
Yeah.
What I won't do, I will not compare
You ain't gotta compare it. You ain't gotta compare it. I'm living in the life of it. It's no comparison. I feel the same way. It's no exception. A life is a life. Period. Period. A life is a life. No matter.
Yeah, but she not understanding. She said a life is a life, period. Like, I get what she's saying with that, but she not understanding. Like, she wealthy. Like, she not getting pulled over and treated like crap. Like, she ended up saying something. I think it was her that said it. She was just like, I'm not worried about when I get pulled over. I got license and registration. I think that's what she said, bro. I'm not worried about being pulled over because I got my license and registration. She don't understand, like, even though you have license and registration, if you may not be like who she is, or like they probably know her, like in her community or whatever. But she don't understand, like, that don't matter. You can still be pulled out of that car and treated like crap, and drugs planning on you, and police beating you down and killing you and choking you out and doing all kind of crazy stuff. Like, she, like, Sandra Blanding you. Like, she don't even, she's so emotional, she's not looking at anything else. She's not really, like, bro. Like, Trina, you are being very, very close-minded right now. Like, you have no clue. It's kind of like Lil Wayne. Like, Lil Wayne has no clue about, like, racism right now. He basically said it. He was just like, I don't experience what everybody else experienced. I have, like, a bunch of fans. Like, every time I go, every place, like, they roll out the red carpet for me. So I don't know what y'all going through, so I can't speak on it. Like, that's his view on it. You know what I mean? So he's, like, telling you, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I've been kind of, since I was 15, I've been rich. She's coming to the mind state like, yo, I'm wealthy, I got money, you know what I mean? Like, who knows who her friends are? You know what I mean? She ain't living in a regular neighborhood. Who knows who her friends are? Like, she probably is around a lot of conservative people, you know, and they may have gotten into her head. Like, you know, when you try to, that's probably what happened to her, bro. Like, 'cause she's completely disconnected from everything. And I get, Trina, that you are upset that people are tearing stuff up. I don't like people in Nashville tearing up. But, you know, if somebody got on me, I was just like, well, got insurance? Like, what would have happened if somebody messed up your truck or messed up your car? I got insurance. Or what if they messed up your house? I got insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my answer to it. I'm kind of like Trick Daddy on it. Like, people had enough. Like, you know, how many times have we all said, like, and I'm not trying to agitate people to do this, next time they do something like that, we gonna burn this down. Well, people are actually doing that right now. You know, and it's scary, I get it, like, people that she know is being affected, you know, but she don't understand why they're doing it. Like, for you to even think, or to say something out your mouth like, well, I got license and registration, so I ain't worried about when I get pulled over. Yo, you are completely disconnected, bro. Let's listen to what else she's saying.
How was it? Whether it was a car accident, whether it was from a police, whether it was from the hands of another black man, a life was taken. Simple.
All right, I got to say, Trip.
Fired, Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin has been arrested and charged with third-degree murder. Third-degree murder and manslaughter. Okay, third-degree murder means a homicide committed with the intention of causing bodily harm, but not necessarily death. If convicted, he could get 25 years in prison or a murder charge up to 10 years in prison for manslaughter. And that's supposed to justify everything, right? Like, are you going to put him in a death chair? Because otherwise, all the rest of the stuff y'all doing don't make sense to me. That's what I'm saying. Now, I have so much to say, Miami. I am fired up, I am pissed off, and I am ready today. So, that's it. I don't have to be careful what I say. I'm a grown person, and I'm not contradicting myself at all. I know what I want to say. I have everything I want to say, and not you, and nobody else ain't going to tell me how to say it. This morning, Monday morning, I am ready. I'm ready.
Yo, she is going off, bro. Yo, that is crazy. Somebody said she didn't have said animals. Yeah, she said animals, bro. Like I said, I get what she's trying to say. I don't necessarily agree with everything she's saying. I get what she's trying to say. She's just not using tact. You know, you can't be You know, you don't like a lot of people don't understand. Even people that do this, like just blog and stuff, you might get people like in different, you know, like different cultures or whatever. Like people may blog, they may only get, you know, views that I might get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I average, like, when you look at all my videos and you divide it by, divide the numbers of the whole channel by the videos, I think I average like 20,000 some views, 22,000 views or something like that. So people like me, you know, I get it a little bit. Like, you gotta really be careful about what you say, right? Yeah, you can say your opinion, you can state your opinion, but you have to have some sort of responsibility. She don't understand, like when she gets on the radio, like she's talking to an immediate, probably like hundreds of thousands of people, you know what I'm saying? Like immediately. So she don't understand, like, yo, like, that's like, I understand, like, if I'm talking to somebody, right? Or if I'm making a blog, if I'm standing in front of that Canon 5D and I'm about to make a blog, I have to think, you know, a blog can fill up a Staples Center, like, you know what I'm saying, like with people. And I ain't like pat myself on the back. It is what it is, like when you look at the numbers. So I got to be thinking, like, if I'm in the Staples Center doing a damn blog, oddly enough, and I'm talking to 20, 30,000 people, you know what I'm saying, the views you might get off of it, or your subscribers or whatever. If you're talking to like 100-some thousand people, which you probably 20, 30,000 with the views. So you talking to these type of people, you got to think about what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? She's so used to doing tours and, you know, just performing and doing interviews. And now she's like on the radio set. She probably not even thinking like that. Like, I'm talking directly to these people. Like, she's not thinking like that because she's lost touch with her audience. That's what I think she did. You know, and this is allowing her to talk crazy, like emotionally. You know, you can never lose your connection with your audience no matter how rich you might get. And I think this is going to end up getting her into trouble. Now, I understand, like on a radio show, you can't have everybody agree. It's not going to be, you know, an interesting show if everybody's sitting there agreeing unless they have profound opinions. But she is the polar opposite of him right now with damaging views. You know, so this is going to hurt her in the long run with dealing with, you know, when all this is over and she's wondering like what's going on, like her numbers ain't the same. When she starts looking at her streams, it's going to be because of things that she's saying on the radio that's going to start affecting. But all artists are kind of affected right now in terms of streaming. That's why they're all doing like podcasts. They're trying to, once they figured out, all these rappers and entertainers start figuring out how much Joe Rogan was making doing all this. They're like, we about to do a podcast. We about to do this. We about to go on the radio. We about to make it pop in one area and then we're going to get syndicated and go everywhere else and make some Howard Stern money. When they start figuring that out, people are getting away from touring and doing music. And now you see T.I. with Expeditiously. You see Mike Tyson. He's got, you know what I mean, a Mike Tyson podcast. You see, you know, Cypress Hill ain't worried about making music. He's got a hot box, and you know, so people are starting to look for different avenues. I just don't think that she's that smart, you know, to be doing radio. Like, if you're gonna lead this off or kick it off purely off of emotion when you're talking about a sensitive topic like somebody dying, you know, you gotta use like all your faculties, man, especially when you're on the radio. That's why you gotta be careful.
And to speak and say what I gotta say. All y'all fake for the protests and the fake. Oh, we so concerned about George Floyd. Y'all forgot about marching. I'm not even caring about this man. People are just doing the thing.
Everybody wants it looting and burning up stuff.
Yeah.
So you cannot compare what other people are doing to the people that are using this for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Right, like Trick Daddy said, not everybody is burning and looting and doing all this. Like, you can't compare everybody to that. I understand what she's saying, but Trick Daddy had to correct her on that. I think he's right. He's not taking command completely over the topic, but I think he's right. And I don't know if people have been paying attention, but a lot of police officers are setting up like bricks and things for people to throw in the stores to incite a riot so that they can come out and start arresting people. So we're seeing people like that set people up. We're seeing like there was just a reporter on Twitter that was caught like he was like recording and then he was playing like gun sounds on his phone, like trying to make it seem like that there was shooting to try to inflame or incite like more violence to the protest. So you got all these different things going on to where they're trying to make this look like it's a terroristic situation so they can violate posse comitatus and go ahead and just send the National Guard through. You know what I'm saying? Or the federal government can go ahead and take over at that point because right now the states still have control. So they're trying to do things to kind of make, you know, middle America or like, you know, the upper class like really frightened, you know, that way they can just go ahead and violate posse comitatus and just go ahead and send the troops in. And this is why you're starting to see a lot of people like, you know, you got a lot of African American or even like we're seeing like Israeli people or like, you know, like white people even like stopping other white people like, yo, like, why are you throwing that into that building? Like, why are you doing that? They're going to blame the black people if you doing this. You know what I'm saying? Or people like turning over cars. Like we just heard this one guy, he was like I can't remember what he was. Whatever. But he was telling them to like flip over the car. He was like, hey, turn that car over. He was recording. He was like, turn that car over. And they're just like, why are we going to turn the car over? This is not what we out here for. Like, we do have like some crazy people that's out there looting. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the wrong reasons. Like, we ain't going to, like, some people doing it for the wrong reasons. Some people doing it just because they tired of everything. And they just like, we tearing it up. And some people just trying to get stuff to resell. That's what it is. Like, we ain't going to, you know what I mean? Like, some people, and then we see, who was it? The dude that, Jake Paul, like, he just went out and started vandalizing. Like, trying to be a part of the destruction, like, vandalizing. Like, you had no reason to start vandalizing. Started vandalizing. You know who they gonna blame for that, right? Us. So then he starts getting the public pressure on him on Twitter, and everybody's like getting at him. He starts trending on Twitter. He comes out, I think it was earlier yesterday, with like a blog. Well, he was talking to somebody in an interview, basically having like a big statement on the situation of where police brutality is wrong, and he feels like the only reason he's been able to do hooligan type things is because of his white privilege. He recognizes and understands that he has white privilege because he's trying to save face. His the person that's in charge of maybe his management team or maybe his publicist probably hit him up like, yo, you need to chill out. You know, but we can't act like, back to what Trick Daddy's saying, he was like, it's not everybody doing that. It's some people that we seeing just like tearing up buildings, jumping back in the car and driving off. Like right around where the black protesters are, and we getting blamed for that. Like, it's not all of us like that's doing it. You know what I mean? And I don't think she understands it. I think she's just too emotional.
It's a handful of them. It's only a handful of them. The rest of us are tired of it. When the police get behind you and the red and blue lights come on, you're not supposed to be scared. You're not supposed to be scared.
I'm never scared. I have my license, registration, and insurance. I'm not scared.
You hear what she just said? Listen to me. Trick Daddy just said, we ain't never supposed to be scared when the police get behind us. She said, I'm never scared. I got my license and registration on me. Are you, Trina? Trey, have you lost your mind? Listen to me. Trina, have you all the way then disconnected from us? Did you hear what she just said? Hold on.
And blue lights come on, when the police get behind you, and the red and blue lights come on, you're not supposed to be scared. You're not supposed to be scared.
I'm never scared. I have my license, registration, and insurance. I'm not scared.
Did you hear what Trina just said? Trey, I used to think you was the baddest. I had a picture and a poster of you on my wall and everything like that. What did you just say? This is the baddest bee saying this. She might not be scared, but at least understand. A lot of people are. I'm a big guy. When them lights come up behind me, I don't know what's about to happen. The first thing that go to my mind is my car faster than his. You know what I'm saying? Like when the lights come on. Because I don't know what they about to do. When I was driving that Tesla, I was just like, do I got enough charge? Because I might have to run from it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Trina is bugging, bro. Trina is bugging.
I know my rights.
Well, everybody that got killed by the police.
Exactly.
Well, that's it.
Not necessarily.
That's it for Trina's team.
I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Those are Trina's thoughts. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I think she's very disconnected from what's going on right now. I think she's probably moved into the realm. She's got a lot of conservative friends, and she's conservative. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't really trying to hear anything. She's kind of like you know who you remind me of, Trina, right now? You still look all right. You know what I'm saying? But you remind me of like Candace Owens right now. The way you talking, that's how Candace Owens talks. If y'all don't know who Candace Owens is, look around. You starting to sound like her. You losing touch. You know what I mean? Be careful about how you talking, Trina. Because you talk like, even though you living up in those hills, I seen your house. You go on YouTube, you can see her at her house. Seeing your house is nice. Got some nice cars in that lot. But don't forget about the people that put money in your pocket to go to your shows, to buy your albums, to get you into that position. Don't forget about them. Just because you don't live there now, I mean, you ain't around all those people like that no more. Don't forget that those people put you in that position. So, in a sense, you always got to remember that, you know what I mean? And kind of be a voice for the people in a sense. So maybe you just feel like you don't have any obligation to that. Maybe you just feel like, yo, my friend, her salon is messed up and she going through it and I'm mad because I'm on lockdown and this and that. And I'm just, but I feel like you lost touch. You know what I mean? Trick Daddy probably should have controlled that a little bit better, but if she going off like that, she going off like that. I don't know what's up with her. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. But shout out to everybody that's watching. I'm out. Peace.